What's up, everybody? It's me, Feather. Welcome to Feathered Libra Tarot, where it is Libra here all the time. We're going to do a love reading. Please remember, I do appreciate your thumbs up, your subscribes, and your comments. Y'all are amazing. If you're here during the live, thumbs up. And click the live chat button down below and interact with me wherever it pops up on your device. Let's go ahead and jump into it. Please remember, these are for Libra. It doesn't matter where Libra is at in your chart. If it resonates, it resonates. If not, that's okay. Leave it for who it needs to be left for. Okay, these are general readings. If you would like a private reading with me, all of my information is in the description box below. And I have 5 channels here on YouTube. Let's help me grow our tribes. Check them out. Libras, what's going on in regards to love? Libras and love, what's going on? What's going on? Put those back in, see if they come out again. Libras and love. Dissatisfied, unhappy. Oof, okay. All right. Unhappy. My Libras are unhappy. You're telling me I'm unhappy, Feather. All right. Nothing is moving. Could be dealing with a Cancer. Oh, yeah. A lot of confusion. Mental and emotional confusion. Okay. 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 Don't know where I'm going, but I damn sure know where I've been. Is that Bon Jovi? Don't know where I'm going, but I know where I've been. Some of y'all are just emotionally confused right now. Yeah, there's a lot of confusion. Maybe you're not talking to this person. Not a whole bunch of clarity. There's not a lot of, stalemate, not a lot of conversation. If there is conversation or communication with this individual, I'm looking at unhappy, no movement forward, no movement at all. A lot of confusion, maybe multiple options. Maybe you're dating multiple people. We don't know. We'll see. But if you're communicating with one specific person, this is not going to be great communication. It would be spotty communication or a stalemate with this person. Okay. Hey, everybody in the shadows. What's up? Like, share, subscribe. Come over here and say hi to me in chat. Yeah. Not happy, not moving forward. No, can't get no satisfaction. All right, maybe you separated from this person. You could be divorced from this person, going through divorce or separation. Commitment has ended. Okay. Commitment has ended. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. All right. Let's get a different deck. Could be dealing with a Taurus or a Cancer specifically. All right. This is what I'm pulling up. Hey, Libras, what's up? I'm Feather. You never know what you're going to get here. So I'm dealing with a situation. If you want to know whether or not you resonate, you were in a commitment with this person and you're probably not talking to this person, or there is very spotty or very little communication. You are either going through a divorce, you're divorced, or the relationship has ended. Okay. I can understand at the heart of this why you're feeling like a failure. You feel like this didn't work out. You're very unhappy. Emotionally, you're not satisfied with this connection. Why are we talking about this, friggin' Fred? Why is this coming up for my Libras? Well, we're going to find out. Okay, so if you resonate, there you go. There you go. Why are you confused? That's why I want to know. Why are you confused? What's up, Smooth? You can always come and hang out with me any day, baby. Any day. You're confused because you don't know whether or not... Oh, man. You're confused about the communication. You're talking about a 5. When it comes to 5s and communication is the issue here. It's the issue here. You know, is this person manipulating me? Is this person going to talk to me? Is this, what is this? Why is this 5 of Swords here? Communication, hurt people. So communication would not be great if there's any. Yeah, 5s, frig. Okay. sadness, sorrow, focused on the things that have passed, the things that didn't work out. There could have been a lot of arguments and disagreements in this connection. Nothing is moving. We'll take a look at that Chariot and why it's in reverse in a minute. But this is, my Libras are like, did I get manipulated by this person? Is this person trying to manipulate me? What is going on here? What happened here? And fives is, you know, that emotional chaos. You got a lot of a mental and emotional chaos going on. So much mental and emotional chaos in regards to this person. Why? Why are my Libras stuck? Okay, it could be a passion, could be a sexual relationship, okay? You're stuck. You're stuck. So you're stuck. My Libras, your Chariot is stuck. So your forward movement in love. Oh, here we go. Here's the drop. Some of you are waiting on a person to return from the past, or you're trying to figure out why something ended, you know, and you've been in a place of pain for quite some time, and that's okay. Grieving, mourning the loss of a relationship. But you're also telling me that you're ready to come out of that because you're ready for, some of you it's a rekindling, some of you it's you're ready for a new beginning. But your energy is stuck. You're not moving your energy forward. You're wanting to take action in some way towards something. Oh, a ten of Pentacles. So you do want long-term commitment somewhere with someone. But you're like, where? So I'm talking to my Libras who are in between an ending and a new beginning. Okay? Whether or not it's going to reconcile, or some of you may be wanting to reconcile. Some of you may be wanting to rekindle. Others of you, you're just like, I don't know what I want. And you're kind of stuck. Because you're in a place of unhappiness and feeling dissatisfied emotionally. And that happens when relationships end. Okay. It's not a great place to be, but you're human, right? It happens. So you're stuck in between an ending and a new beginning. Okay. All right. Well, let's get some love on it. Love angels. In regards to this ending, or this divorce, or whatever this relationship ending is, it could have even been the fact that somebody didn't offer commitment. Okay. What is this? Doesn't mean it didn't hurt. You need to know that you do deserve love, that you are lovable. So you're in the in-between, okay? Between that ending and wrapping things up there and moving on to a place where you feel renewed energetically, emotionally, because you're in your head, you're in your emotions, and you're just stuck in the in-between, okay? And it says, go ahead and make the romantic gesture. So I feel like you are wanting, some of you again, a rekindle. Others of you, you're wanting a passionate new beginning somewhere else. And you're in the process of finalizing this, this mental exhaustion, this emotional exhaustion. I get it. Okay. But the universe is like, you do deserve love. It is time to come out of this negative energy that you've been in, this chaos in regards to the ending of a relationship. The relationship is over. Showed me the death card at the end, at the bottom of the deck. The relationship did end. It didn't go towards commitment. It wasn't successful. Yeah, this was emotionally, it didn't make you happy. But you're in the process of wrapping things up and doing your healing, which is good. You're not trying to rush things. You are looking at options, but you know that you do want something long-term with someone. Okay? And I like that you are kind of looking out and making your decisions. You're in the process of figuring out what it is you want moving forward, but you're not making any moves just yet because maybe you don't have any options just yet. But you're healing here. And that's great energy because, well, we don't want to take that into a new relationship. Nor do we want that to be happening in a rekindling. If you are making or wanting to make things right with a past person, we want to make sure that we are whole and healed before, or at least capable of communicating on a healing level for reconciliation. Not where we're pulling the devils out and we're bringing up the past and we're batting each other over the head with it and we're conflict and fighting and all that, okay? Hey, Lenore, how are you doing, babe? Welcome back. Yeah, like, it's tough, okay? Yeah, because some of you dealt with situations where a person didn't level up. They didn't want the same things you did. They didn't want commitment. They didn't want the marriage, or they didn't want commitment. You can't force another person to do something they don't want to do. You were dealing with an unrequited situation where, there wasn't enough attraction or chemistry or love to keep the bond going. Okay. And that's hard to look at sometimes. And it can make us feel like we're not good enough or we're never going to be successful at a relationship. But the swing on it is you are lovable. The universe has someone to love you, but you've got to love you enough to say, okay, enough is enough. If this isn't going any further and that person didn't want me, there's redirection. Redirection happens for a reason. We didn't want the same things. We didn't feel the same way. Okay? But still remember to stay optimistic about your love life. And I feel like you're doing that while you're doing your healing, which is great and wonderful. I'm proud of you, actually. Because you're willing to look at the past while still planning for your future. So you're stuck in the in-between. How can I get them a shift? How can we get them a shift? Some of you are just, I'm like, why is my head itching? Some of you are left scratching your head about the situation. Like, why didn't this work out? Okay, well, answer that question. Why didn't this work out? Why didn't this work out? Why didn't these relationships work out? Let's look at the unrequited love. Why didn't they work out? Somebody wasn't willing to be vulnerable. Okay. Somebody could have been cold and detached. Okay. Thank you, universe. There could have been deception, lies, deceit, and a lack of investment. And there could have been people who were breadcrumbing and giving to multiple people. You could have been dealing with overly controlling individuals, people that lack self-esteem. You yourself could have not been putting in all of the effort. You could have been trying to control the situation too much. And there you go. When we're not willing to open up our heart space, and then this goes both ways. Okay, this goes both ways. If you're not willing to open up your heart space and you're not sure about what you want, you're not willing to invest in or whatever, yeah, that's unrequited love. When somebody's given to multiple people, there's multiple choices, there's multiple options. People aren't willing to be vulnerable. If somebody's not willing to open up their heart space and they're cold and detached and they're ready for the divorce or they're ready to separate ties, you can't force a person to do something they don't want to do. Okay? Hey, Eli. I hope that's Eli or Ellie. Hi. I love that beautiful heart. Thank you. Namaste. So you're in the in-between, but that doesn't mean that you're not going to be successful in a relationship just because another person doesn't want you. Just because you don't work out with another person doesn't mean there's not another person coming in. And a lot of times we hold on to that and we think that, I'm never going to be satisfied. I'm never going to be successful. I'm never going to find that person. Yeah, you will, because you're wanting it. You're telling me you're wanting it. I'm wanting it. I desire it. So the other person didn't desire the long-term commitment that you're wanting. Okay, cool. Redirection. And it's just not, you do not tie your worth up to another person. Okay? And a lot of you may be just confused and you're emotionally distraught, and you there's chaos. You're bouncing between fives and eights, which is chaos and confusion and reevaluation. And you just keep running yourself back through that, which is driving yourself a little crazy mentally and emotionally. Okay. And that's all right. But don't tie your worth to another person. If that person and you aren't working together, you're not working it out, you're not able to communicate, there's ghosting, there's endings, just okay. Accept it. As hard as that is to say, it's easy to say, hard to do. But you can't force someone else to do what you want them to do. And if a person doesn't want that long-term commitment that you do, they don't want it, there's going to be redirection. The universe will separate you easily, quick, fast, and in a hurry. It's when we try and hold on to the ropes of that person, we try and pull them in or try and hold on to them so tightly that we damage ourselves, trying to hold on so tight. Okay? And I talk about it all the time. It's in my book too. Oh, Please Be Your Own Hero. You're allowing yourself to get caught up and swept up in this unhappiness. You're the one keeping yourself in dissatisfaction and unhappiness because you're feeling like a failure. You're feeling like this didn't work out. No. The swing on this is, the pivot here is Libras. It didn't work out for a reason. There's redirection. That person didn't want the same things you want. But that doesn't mean that it's not out there for you in the future. Because you do deserve love. You are lovable. We all are. But you have to be willing to take and make the effort that you're guided to take. And that is redirection. Okay? I understand some of y'all may be heartbroken. This may be painful. But you're coming out of it. The clouds will disappear soon. You'll come out of it. And when you do, the pivot is for you to start seeing that redirection is best for you. You didn't want the same things. So this person was taken off your path, or you separated. Okay? When we want the same things, it's easy and effortless. When you're trying and struggling to hold it together, it's too much work to try and hold it together when everybody's trying to pull themselves apart. You're going to wear yourself out. And the effort here is to stay positive about your future and to take the steps necessary to head towards your happiness and your future. Okay, do you need another person in your life to make you happy? No, this could have been a codependent relationship. You could have been with a codependent person, or you yourself may have some dependency issues. This person may have been, one or both of you may have been into, drugs, alcohol, and sex and rock and roll a little too much. You may have met when you were at a bar having fun and overindulging and didn't go anywhere. Okay? Whatever it was, if you're resonating with the feelings of dissatisfaction, unhappiness, sadness, overwhelmment, grief, mourning, feeling rejected, feeling unsuccessful in relationships, shake it off. Shake it off. Shake it off. Shake it off. Because you already know that this person didn't want the same things. They were desiring other stuff. And if you felt manipulated or you were trying to manipulate a situation to get what you want, can't do that. It's going to turn sour on you. I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm straightforward. I don't sugarcoat nothing. It's an 18 and up show. If you don't like my messages, bye. And I'm okay with that. Not everybody can hear the messages clearly. Not everybody wants to. If you've been trying to hold on to this, you've been hurting yourself more than anything. Because what you're looking at is a future of major possibilities of long-term commitment. The universe does not leave a void. When you leave a piece of land bare, what happens? Nature takes over and eventually everything will regrow and overgrow. The universe handles shit. So do you think if this person is being taken off your path, ghosting you, not communicating with you, not wanting the same thing, you think the universe is going to leave you alone? Leave you lonely? Nope. Get my book, Oh Please Be Your Own Hero. I tell you exactly how to get out of that funk. Step by step. And that's all that it is you're in a funk. You're coming out of it. I don't know how long you've been in it. But once you do finally make that pivot and say to yourself, it's redirection. Why am I holding on to this? Why am I trying to fight for this person that's not trying to fight for me? You're fighting too hard. You're pushing against. You just need to let it go and let it flow and let things happen and unfold naturally for you. Because what you're already planning is for a future of long-term commitment. May not be that person. It may be somebody better. Word. Let's look at that, shall we? Let's look at that. What is this 10 of Pentacles that you're desiring? Okay, you're wanting options. You're wanting to be able to make a choice. You're wanting options. You don't want to feel rejected anymore. Yeah. Okay, so those endings are new beginnings, and it's what you need to pivot here. Okay? There was endings. They weren't successful. We weren't successful, okay? The universe is not going to leave me alone. The universe is not going to leave me by myself. Have a little faith. Huh? Have a little faith. In the universe, in yourself, okay? Those were endings. You don't have to keep battling yourself. You don't have to keep believing that the worst is going to happen. You don't have to fear, doubt, worry, concern. You don't have to argue and fuss and fight anymore with this. Step into the future, into the unknown. Okay? Somebody rejected you? Bye. That's redirection, not rejection. It's a flip. It's a pivot. It's not rejection. We didn't want and desire the same things. So we're not going to meet up on the same street. It's not going to be easy and effortless. Are all relationships easy and effortless? No. Can we work through things? Yes. But when you're struggling and you're fighting and you're in conflict and there's ghosting and there's manipulation and there's deceit and deception and giving to multiple parties and breadcrumbing and all of this other bullshit, is that really what you want in a relationship? Let's talk for a minute. Let's talk for a minute, Libra. Is this a relationship you feel like you deserve? Huh? Really? You want people who don't invest or barely invest? You want people who are cold and detached? You want people who are lacking vulnerability? Yeah? Is that it? You're wanting somebody who makes effort for you, don't you? Puts time and effort into you? Yeah? Equal give and take? Yeah? You want that person to not show up for you in the ways that you do in the love cups? You want to be confused all the time? No. You want to feel loved. And you want to love another person. You are ready for a new beginning. Whether you know it or not, what you're doing from all of this energy, this sadness, grief. How many times have you gone through all of these fights and all of these arguments, and how many times have you gone around and around with this person and you're tired, you're exhausted, you're frustrated, and you're done? You should be. Deception, betrayal, lies, deceit, manipulation. I don't give a shit. Your end or their end. It's all bullshit and fuckery. And it's fives. It's chaos. It's internal, external, all of it. When somebody doesn't want to communicate with you, if you're left questioning whether or not this is something that you even want or desire, do you even want and desire it? If it's not a hell yes, it's a hell no. You understand what I'm saying to you? This is a hell yes. So is that 10 of Pentacles. And that's where you're doing. You're headed towards your future. This bullshit of the 8 of Swords, the 7 of Cups, being put as an option, third parties, manipulation, lies, ghosted, lack of communication, not getting on the same page. What is this? Keeps you up in your head and confused? That's right. If it keeps you up in your head and it keeps you confused, why? Because it's time for you to stay optimistic about what the universe has for you. Because you do deserve love and you need to know that. Just stay optimistic. The steps will present themselves along and along, because it looks like, yeah, you may be looking back at the past and all of the things that didn't work out. But you're ready for a new beginning. You're ready for your ships to come in. You're ready for that 10 of Pentacles. Ready for it. It wouldn't show up if you weren't ready for it. So you had a situation over here that you were dealing with that somebody could just barely squeak out a 7 of Pentacles with you. Yeah, I can give you so much. Yeah, I can give you 7 Pentacles. No. You're wanting 10 Pentacles. You're wanting another person to present themselves in the same way that you do for a long-term commitment. So over here in the past, whatever you were dealing with, oh yeah, it kept you stuck in your emotions. You were an overgiver. So if somebody's kind of giving you a 7 of Pentacles, if you have a 7 of Pentacles, 7 of Pentacles is just enough to benefit. Just enough to benefit. Okay? But not quite. So you, meanwhile, were overgiving emotionally to a person who is just kind of sort of maybe leaving you as an option, confusing you, a lot of arguments, disagreements, manipulating you. I don't know what they did. But that 7 of Pentacles is showing me as a challenge. Even the 7 Pentacles was a little bit of a challenge. Even showed me that the 6 of Pentacles was a challenge. So this person wasn't even given to you equally. There was barely over 6 Pentacles, not quite 7 Pentacles there. So they were there, but they weren't investing. Not to the point of a 10 Pentacles. Nope. And you're seeing that. Because to you, that was the pain. To you, that was the betrayal or the deceit. Whatever else happened. But as far as building a long-term structured relationship that can go the distance, which is what you're wanting, you are ready to go the distance. Whoever that was that you manifested, whoever it was that you feel sad and unhappy with, feeling rejected by, feeling like you weren't a success. Let me tell you, you were a success. Because you manifested 6 to 7 Pentacles with another person. There was some equal give and take at some point. There was some benefit there at some point. But it wasn't everything you're wanting. You understand? So you're getting there. If you're wanting a 10 Pentacles and that person can barely squeak out between 6 and 7, you're playing low. You understand? You're playing low when your vibration should be up here. You're playing down here when you're wanting up here. And that caused you to overgive because you were trying to, how do I put it? Compensate for the lack of their output or their give. So you're overgiving and trying to make things happen here, which depletes you emotionally. I love y'all, but that's causing you emotional confusion, dissatisfaction. You're exhausted emotionally because that person wasn't wanting to build an environment of love with you. They didn't have what it takes to create what it is you're asking for. So you deceived yourself. You manipulated yourself. You lied to yourself in thinking that that person was going to be what you wanted them to be. It's time for a pivot, a redirection, and to look at the fact that you're not an option. You're not an option. You were never rejected, and you are not an option. It's your perception of what happened that needs to shift. You're wanting something amazing with the Ten of Pentacles, and you deserve it. You desire it. You deserve it. You should have it. You're really looking for that long-term commitment with a life partner, somebody that's there for you on the same level, equal give and take, equal investment, coming at it same way that you do. And you should have that. So it's all a matter of the pivot here for my Libras is the limiting beliefs, the thoughts, the doubts, the fighting, the arguing. Put that shit away, because you were betraying yourself in believing that that was your person long term. How many times did you struggle with holding on to that rope and trying to keep it together, pull it back together, or just emotional, just sitting there waiting for this person and they ghosted you? Meanwhile, you're sitting in dissatisfaction and unhappiness, not feeling successful in relationships. Bitch, please be your own hero. Pick your ass up, start looking toward the future, and knowing that if you want it, you can have it. That person wasn't it. You think the universe would leave you out here alone? Then you got a little more work to do. The universe is not going to leave you alone. It's not going to leave you lonely. Not when you're wanting a Ten of Pentacles. You know what you want. Shit. And you ain't stressed about it not one bit. You're coming out of this stress and this anxiety. You're coming out of that Five of Cups. You're coming out of that Eight of Swords. You've been sitting there too long. You are not an option to anyone. The longer you sit there and feel like an option or feel rejected, the longer you're going to feel it. The longer you're going to sit there. The longer you're going to grieve. There's my Libras. There's my Libras. There's the King of Swords. Here's the deal. This is my Libras showing up here. I ain't saying you're perfect. Nobody is. And I ain't saying you ain't done nothing wrong. I ain't saying that you didn't take part in it and that, you kept going with it. You kept hanging on to it or wanting them back. Hey, we're human. We do what the hell we do. But this is my Libra stepping into power as the King of Swords. Authority, my loves. This is seeing clearly, knowing exactly where you're headed and what you've been through. This is taking accountability for the things you've said, the things you've done, and the things you've continued to allow in connections. But this is, I'll sever ties with whatever is necessary, whether it be my feelings of overwhelmment, my feelings of dissatisfaction, whatever it is. This is, you are seeing it clearly, coming out of all of that funk. And the thing is you're a King of Swords. Male or female. You know what you want. You're clear-minded. Probably extremely intelligent. Great conversationalist. I wouldn't mind talking to you. But, maybe you've gone through a divorce or separations before. Maybe you're a high runner. Maybe you're a manager. Maybe you're in law. I don't know what you do for a living, but you're highly intelligent. You're very successful. Most of you, that's what I see. This other person was a Knight of Pentacles. This other person was, they were either not moving or they were moving too slow. There was stagnancy. They weren't loyal. They probably weren't responsible, and they weren't honest with you about things. Okay? But more than anything, they didn't offer that true commitment. They probably presented themselves in a different way than they ended up being. Okay? And that's okay. It happens. You know what you want. You clearly know what you want, and that person didn't want the same things. They weren't capable of, maybe they were even, I want to be honest here, maybe they were even dealing with financial issues. They couldn't pay their bills on time. They were upside down in everything. Maybe they weren't honest with you about how they were doing in all regards, but they weren't loyal. They weren't honest, and they weren't willing to move forward. They weren't even willing to commit, but to a degree. Okay? You already know this. You've been with them. And yes, it probably put you in a funk. Maybe even sent you through a little bit of the blues and maybe even a little depression. And that's okay. That's where we are. The rest of this shit's history. It's your choice on whether or not to pivot and to come up out of this. It's all your fault. It's all your fault. It's all your fault. If you sit there and stew in that junk and that funk, when you know you're not being communicated with, nobody's willing to talk to you, you're not willing to talk about or communicate about the problems in the connection, you're feeling confused, lost, and you're not really sure what the hell you're doing, where it's headed, but you know that you're emotionally exhausted, probably mentally exhausted as well, because you're like, I'm not an option here. And why am I the one putting all in the effort here, trying to keep this together and hold this together when it's redirection? You're trying to control a situation that's uncontrollable. When you just need to, this is already over. It's been done and gone. You're either ghosted or you haven't talked to this person in quite some time, or you're going through a divorce. Why are you holding on to it? Where else? As soon as you come out of this funk, there's the offer. There's the new. Some of you it can take up to a year. Some of you 6 months to a year, 2 months to a year. When you come out of the funk, when you put down the junk, the garbage, you move forward successfully away from this bullshit. There's the new relationship. Soulmate, soul bond relationship. The person on your same page emotionally. Some of you already know who this person is. Others of you do not. But you will know who this person is within the next 2 months to a year. And they will effort. But you got to decide what you're willing to hold on to. Oh, it is a soul bond connection. Ooh, boy, let me tell you. You'll feel it. This is a new, brand new. Brand new. And yes, this person is not carrying any heartache from the past. And these people are not carrying heartaches from the past. And they are ready for a connection. They're ready to be on the same page. And they are presenting something small. But it turns out to be something very, very large. Okay? It starts with something, a conversation, a date, and then along, it can lead to a 10 of Pentacles, depending on how you work well with this person, how well you work with this person. If you're willing to be vulnerable with this person, if you're willing to effort for this person, if you're ready to be successful in a long-term relationship. Some of you 2 months, some of you could take up to a year. Why? Because of where you're at with this. You're still in this. You're still up in your head about whether or not to make this right. Some of you are overcoming some sort of depression or some sort of anxiety or stress. Some of you got to finalize your divorces and your separations and all of that stuff. Wherever you're at, you're at. But I promise you, the universe will not leave you alone. It will not leave you lonely. Not for long. As long as you're taking your time to do your healing and to reflect on that and change it to a pivot. That's your pivot point. You turn and face forward and you say, that was that. And I'm not sitting in that funk anymore. And I'm not fighting it anymore. If that person wants to leave my life, let them leave my life. That's redirection for me. The universe has me. The universe is always providing for me. The universe has got my back, is at my side, and guiding me every step of the way. If that person wants to move off my path, let them move. If it's redirection, it's redirection. The next will be better. And I guarantee you that it will be. Pay attention. Do your healing. Know that you're lovable. The universe has got you. You understand? Them's the words, them's the messages. I'm Feather. Check out my other channels here on the YouTubes. Like, share, subscribe. If you would like a private reading, of course, the only way you can get it is through my website. Check out my book, Oh Please Be Your Own Hero. It is in libraries, it is in print, and it is also available all over the internet. Check out the link in the description. You can get it in print as well. This Libras is a pivot moment. Okay? You want to hang on to those ropes and keep hurting yourself? You want to still sit in that funk? That's up to you. What's headed towards you, what you're headed towards, what is looking for you, you're looking for. You understand? You're wanting something long-term and successful, and so is the other person that is headed in the right direction towards you. But this has to be addressed first. You understand? We don't carry this shit with us into the future. We address it and we see it from a different perspective. Thank it for what it did for us. You want to feel sad and unsuccessful? That's on you. You can feel how you want to feel. Don't lie to yourself. Feel how you're going to feel. If it's unsalvageable, it's unsalvageable. If you can't get it back together and you damn sure ain't talking and there's ghosting, why are you waiting? When there's fucking amazing shit coming your way, why are you sitting and waiting? I never suggest you wait, especially if somebody has ghosted you. Nah. You're basically telling the universe, I'm rejected, that person rejected me, I'm lost, alone, and lonely. So you're going to continue to be that way. Instead of seeing it in a better view, a better perspective. Oh, that person didn't want me. We didn't want the same things. Oh, okay. Well, it's not that I wasn't successful, and I don't have to be unhappy about that. The universe will take care of me. There will be others. Damn. Well, I could have sat there and fought with that person for the rest of forever, and it could have been a really shitty relationship. Thanks, universe, for taking that person off my path. Took out the garbage for me. Namaste, my friends. I love you all. Check out the description box. I'm Feather.